Oh shit, salam, Remy the bomb. Hey, yo, what's the word, y'all? I am Werds Illah, aka Drew Skills, aka Ill doing it too, and this is the Werds Illah Podcast. And of course, you know who's here with me.
Yo, what's happening? It's the Baker, aka Some Married Guys Podcast, 1/3 guy, you know.
One third of the
Yeah,
guys.
1/3 of the guys. Shouts out to the pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here, man. What's up, man?
Shit, man. You know, we here too. Yeah, I'm here. I, mean, I don't know. I don't have a crew of people to mention. So besides the same people you just mentioned, but yeah, and I don't know, man. So what you been up to, man? Since the last, which was last Thursday, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You know, we try to be consistent
Yeah.
for the most part.
It's Friday today, but that's fine. You know, we're here Friday after Thanksgiving.
Exactly. You know, and yeah, nah, it's just that, man. You know, we did that. Cooked a lot of food.
Yeah,
Me
I was
and the
just
wife,
there, man. That
Shouts
was
out to the wife.
That was crazy.
Yeah, you know,
A full spread.
Still suffering from the itis, man. You know, I just laid
man.
around today after I got off work.
True.
Had a plate and that was it.
Yeah, I feel you. This is a time I think we good to just like, you know, enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you said in the episode that y'all just dropped was the celebration, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. Y'all need to check that out too, man. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it was commotion in times, but there was
Yeah.
good information in there,
Indeed.
man. And yeah.
Indeed, yeah, we trying to get it a little bit better, man. If you stick with us, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna get more, you know,
definitely
honed in and fine tuned and whatnot. But for the most part, that's what it's gonna be.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We are
Right.
who we are. So
absolutely.
but yeah, keep rolling, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We here, yo. We, you know, shouts
Yeah.
out to the bros again, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Some Married
You know what
Guys
I mean?
Podcast. But this is Werds Illah Podcast. So
Yeah.
what's up with you, my brother? You know what
Oh
I mean?
man, same stuff, man. You know, just taking it one day at a time.
Indeed.
But yeah, not much, man. Just been, I don't know. I've been in a chill mood myself. I haven't really been doing too much. I've been trying to get some of these verses memorized.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm going to the studio next Friday.
Okay.
Or Saturday. One of them days. Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday. I can't remember.
Okay.
I gotta look back at it.
Get to work.
Yeah, you know, trying to put together a little mixtape, you know what I mean, to
Word.
put out. That'll be just something to have until I can get this actual EP done. But yeah, so
That's
I've been
tight.
doing that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Other
Dope.
than that, yeah, Thanksgiving too. I went to my mom's crib, chill for a while, ate, then
Yeah.
came over to your crib and had
Shout
some
out
more
Miss Hollis, man.
yeah, man. Shouts out to my mom. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, and yeah, that's about it until now. Here we
Yeah.
are.
Word,
Ready
here we
to
are.
pod it back. You said you had the potting interview,
Yeah,
so it was
man.
like, you know, we should.
Prodigy.
I should have done it on the spot joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do one of those. I think we might have to do one where I just record on the phone and try to get nostalgic, because that's how, you know, originally that's what I started with. You know what I mean? Got the
Indeed.
app and we're just talking to the phone,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
and putting that out. So yeah, maybe we have to do something like that at some point, just a freebie. Maybe it's not even gonna be as long as
Yeah.
every episode, but who knows? I don't know. We got some time until the new year. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We
man,
might have to
indeed.
do something else. But yeah, shit, man. What's been going on in the world, man? Well, today is Bruce Lee's birthday.
Hey.
So you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
The great man, the goat,
Hell yeah. The
Like-
legend, icon,
all those words, man,
Bruce, man.
and so many more, man. Because he's like
You
we were
said
just
you said he'd be 80 today, right?
80 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
man. Think about that, man. he would have. God, the things he could have really done, man. He already did so much, and the fact
Yeah.
that he's you know, still so big and pivotal in people's lives now, you know,
Yeah.
all this time later is just a testament. Like, yo, he represented something. Again, what we were talking about before we started was he was deeper than just, you know, I'm a good fighter and an actor. Like, no,
Oh, yeah.
this guy was really dialed in
Yeah.
on, you know, yo, what do you need to do to get your life together? What
Mhm.
you need, what is the meaning of life? What is life about? Like, what is
Yeah.
this, you know, what is fighting all about? Is, well, it's not even really about fighting, you know. It's trying to find a flow, trying to find a pattern or
Yeah.
something that you can, like he said, and we are just watching Enter the Dragon in the beginning, he says something like that, you know, it's got to be like a good play, but it's got to be played serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
everybody's got to know their roles, and the other one who's fighting with, they got to know, and you got to. He said, when they expand, I contract, and when they contract, I expand. Like these ideas were just like, they're so easy and simple, but those are like the simple truths that like are the reasons why everything else exists. You know what I'm saying? Why you're able to accomplish anything. Like, yeah, Bruce Lee, man. Fucking, oh man.
Yeah, he was a dope dude, man. and to add to what you were saying, like, he represented a lot. Like, he was like, he redefined what being Chinese meant in America. You know what I'm saying?
Right, especially at that time where it was. Yeah.
Where American Hollywood pictures and things like that he was involved in, like,
absolutely.
It was a different look, a different aesthetic. Like same with, you know, we could attribute like minstrel shows and things like that.
Yeah.
They did the same with Chinese people. They painted them in certain roles. You know what I'm saying? Where it was, you know,
yeah, it
was offensive to Chinese man or Chinese people, and he saw it, and he made it one of his points to change that. You know
absolutely.
What I'm saying?
Yep.
And it was dope.
Yeah.
He influenced a lot.
Yeah, he did.
A lot.
A lot. Like you were just saying before we started again too. You were saying how you were watching a bunch of the movies with the guys who were acting like they were Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they have the same name.
Yeah.
Like think about that. It's like how many families name their kid Bruce Lee? You know what I'm saying? They literally named him that. Because of Bruce Lee.
Yep.
You know, and then you have those guys go on to become movie stars as well in their own respective ways. Yeah. Whether it's on the big movie screen or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're now in the world of acting, and it's all because of this man and what he represented and what he brought to people and what he made them believe and what they thought they were capable of, and then so they went and did it. You know, like you said, representation is important. You know what I mean? It plays an important role because media is mind games. You know what I'm saying? Media is mind forming. It's a tool. You know what I mean? And so when you don't see things that reflect you and look like you and what you can understand, and then you make you aspire to those things, then you're gonna be stuck into one way of believing things. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality. We're all impressionable. You know, especially at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, all these things you see become you normalize it and you don't notice it. Until you get older, and then you start realizing how you see the world, and you're like, damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was kind of messed up.
Yeah, why did they not do that with that guy, or they did that? What? Yeah. But then you realize, like, well, this has always been what's been going on. You were unaware of it, but now again, here we are. But he set, like you said, he set a tone for people to understand. Like, listen, you can't view everybody the same way because it hurts your idea of it. It makes you unsure of yourself. Maybe like if you're assured in yourself, why would you care about anybody else and what they represent and what they might bring to the world? Like, what are they going to really do? You know what I mean? If they're just representing themselves, and who said they're stomping on you? They're representing them. Like, and that's what Bruce is like. No, I'm here to represent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And show y'all like, no, I'm the full package, guys. Like, I do it all. I can really do it all.
Excuse me.
You know.
Yeah, and he did that shit. Man. I said, he influenced a lot of people. You know what I mean? Made
people want to get into karate or get into martial arts of any kind, or, you know.
He created his own fucking fighting style.
Oh my God. I wrote a joint on that joint called the Intercepting Fist.
Hey.
A track that was way back.
Yep.
Shouts out Brandon Gerard. He was on there.
Damn right.
Yeah, he was on the remix because I did it first by myself, and then I think I added, excuse me, him and Steve at some point. I don't know if I even have that joint anywhere anymore. I have to look sometime. I don't remember. I think I took it down from wherever I had it on. Like it was on SoundCloud or something. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm sure I got the song somewhere or something. But either way, yeah. But that idea, intercepting fists, you know, combating with combat. Like you're never gonna hit me. I'm always, attacking, even when I'm blocking, or even, that idea, that mentality he had was like, cut out all the dead weight. You know, only leave the piece you need. Don't all those extra movements, all the extra whatever. It's like no. You see where he just did that move right there? Yeah. That's where you attack. Yeah. Right before he gets the chance, you attack before he does. You catch it, or when he hit, if he does, you know it's coming, so you're already preparing. You're thinking ahead. You're not fighting as the punch is happening. You're already 3 or 4 punches ahead. You're already seeing the angle and knowing what he's gonna do. Yeah,
and hell yeah. Striking while defending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
All that. Yeah. The dude was super dope, man. I don't know. I feel like I could talk about Bruce like.
Yeah, you could, man. For a while. I mean, he was, you know, and then his son, unfortunately, went through the situation he went through, man. Yeah. But it's, I don't know, man. You know, that's always been a topic people have brought up and said different things like, man, or was it some kind of curse or something like that? But you know, I'm not that superstitious, and I don't, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know how that happens sometimes. You know what I mean? And we could all probably make up our own conspiracy theories of what really happened. You know, did Bruce get whatever, or did his son go through? Was that on purpose? Who knows? I don't know these things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, but it is just a weird thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
fortunately, I mean, he has family. He still has a daughter, I believe.
And they represent. I see them. They're active on the social media. You know what I'm saying? They promote for him. They got a lot of merch they do, and they. So yeah, they're keeping his legacy alive and keeping it moving and making sure everybody knows, like, nah, this man, you know what I'm saying, influenced the world. You know what I'm saying? He influenced the world. You know what I mean? He was Michael Jackson status. You know what I'm saying? Right. So. That's just
crazy.
Yeah, he'd have been 80 years old. That's crazy. Man. But Bruce Lee, man.
Respect.
Yeah, man. For real. Like, yeah. Man. On to another topic, though. The great, I'm sorry, I should say, the fucking GOAT. Yeah. Dave Chapelle. Yeah. Just dropped that little 18-minute straight to Instagram.
Yeah. 18 minutes.
Just to let the people know. Just to let the people know.
You can't even be mad. Is that good? And 18 minutes. It is. You look at it like when I first saw it, I was like, hey, damn, 18 minutes? Like, all right, I'm you know, you Dave, so I'm you know.
But I knew already from when he did the other one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When he was talking about George Floyd, yeah. When he did the 8-minute and
the 8:46, I believe, or something like that.
When he did that, I already knew. Yeah. If he did something else again, I already knew what I was gonna get. It's gonna be.
Can't be mad. Can't be mad, and I wasn't. I was, you know. Nah.
That was good. That was an incredible, basically, close to 20-minute set that was just so well put together. You know what I'm saying? He takes you through an entire journey, and you know, breaks down from when he was young to like, he gives you so much in that very short period of time. It was dense. Yeah, that was a very dense piece of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Dave is getting Chapelle. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk like I know the guy, but he's getting. I feel like he's in this groove of just he knows he's that status. He's been saying it, but he's, you know, now he's less trying to say it all the time. It's like he doesn't have to anymore. He's gonna tell these stories, and he's gonna give you these lessons that are going to be so well thought out that you're not going to know if you're supposed to laugh or clap or what, but you're just going to be like, what was that? Yeah. Like,
no, man, I loved it.
I did too.
I like, after I sat and I digested it, I'm like, oh, I get it. He turned into the guy, you know what I'm saying, that said, yo, what you going to do if, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to take my shit. Yeah. Like, you can take it down, or you can play it. like the Royce shit. Like, I'm not the one to play games with no more. You know what I'm saying? So you can play games with me, but there's something to come with that. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was for me. Like, all right, play with me now. Because now I'm at a point where I can do something about it. You know what I'm saying? You're not just going to just take my shit and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've, he's worked so hard and he's garnered the respect and the admiration of so many just based on his his principle. He doesn't go out of his way to try to make things a big deal. He doesn't go out of his way to try to get in people's faces all the time. Like, he's really staying away in his own place, and he just wants to deliver his work, and he doesn't bother people. You know what I'm saying? He delivers when he does a business deal with somebody. He delivers on it.
Yeah.
Like, so he's just like, yo, I just want that same account. And I think that at this point he realizes, like, yeah, I don't have to ask anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go around here waiting for you to decide what you're gonna do. Because if you wait any longer, like you said, I'm just gonna go ahead and make a decision on my own. I'm not gonna keep playing. I'm not waiting. I'm not asking anybody. Like, yeah, that's the energy. That's the energy. You know what I'm saying? And he broke it down to give the viewer, the fan, the one that's been following him, the one that just loves what he represents. Like, yo, let me give it to you raw. Here it is. Let me help you give you the full breadth of this. You know what I'm saying? So you can understand. This is our world. You know what I mean? That a lot of us who are talented and want to do things, this is what we grew up in. You know what I'm saying? This is the way, and that's a smaller version of bigger things, and to the way the corporate world works and all these things. It's stomp on the little guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to scare people, you know what I'm saying? Fear mongering, all that, you know what I mean? And that's, it's like that the people like Dave are the guy who, he doesn't like the bully, and the good guy always is the guy that's like, I'm never really trying to pick sides of the right and the wrong, but I really hate a bully. You know what I'm saying? I really hate somebody who wants to try to pick on somebody because they feel like that person is weaker than them in some manner. So that's what Dave is representing, I think. Indeed. Right now. He's like, nah, I'm the OG now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show y'all how this go. You know what I mean? We're not asking, we're not waiting. I'm just gonna let y'all know things. I'm coming directly to y'all now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 18 minutes, bam, here's the truth. I don't got to post 50 times a day and do some extra stuff.
I'm not even supposed to be doing this.
You know what I mean?
But I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is not right. You know what I mean? So don't watch the Chapelle Show on these streaming platforms.
Yeah. Yo, man. We talk about it a lot. It's the word of the day, so to speak. Ownership and intellectual property. Yep, those two go hand in hand. That idea of like, yo, we are the creators. You are making something that did not exist until you made it. That's an incredible. That's it's really priceless. You can't really put an exact. You shouldn't be able to put it, because especially for somebody who has been doing it and has studied the craft as much as somebody like Dave Chapelle has, like. Or like what a Prince, like you mentioned, you know what I'm saying, had done. Like, this guy is a genius. You know what I'm saying? And he's blowing people out of the water with his perspectives and the way he's able to break things down. So it's like, yo, no. It's like, again, imagine Nas taking a cheaper check or getting somebody to try to, like, that's what we're seeing. Again, we see with Kanye, we see with other artists, like, yo, they're trying to buy back their masters and stuff. It's like, this is what happens when you're a genius. You know what I'm saying? At a young age, you're naive. You just believe that you're great and that it's fun and you enjoy it and you're getting paid, so you don't say much. And then you just take what you get and you have fun, and then you only realize years later that, they weaseled me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't break it down to me properly. They didn't really give me the understanding of what I was doing by signing this and saying that I was going to give them 70% or whatever of the ownership. So it's like, you know what I mean? And I think we're going to see that changing a lot more. You know what I mean? Naturally, it's been happening already. You know what I mean? Things have been starting to get, and have for a while been, to where you can control your own business. You only need a couple of accesses to a few different pages or a few different things online, or you can create your own website and you can just start selling your own goods. You know what I mean? You don't have to. It's not a whole lot of work as it used to be. You can open up an online shop, and if you know how to market and promote, you can be making money without even having a store. You don't have to even lease out a space, you know what I'm saying, for very cheap money. You know what I mean? It's like, so the tides are changing, and the way you can distribute and how you can put yourself out there, it's like, I don't have to have anybody. You know, if I learn the best ways of marketing and promotion by just watching other people and taking in, and there's free information everywhere now. I can learn as much as I need to know to start doing it myself, and then just learn as I go, and I'll watch. By the 2-3 year period, it'd be like, what the, you know, you making all this, it's really that simple. You know what I mean? I think we notice that now, like, and the world is noticing, like, as a whole, the tides are changing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's going to get to, like, we were talking about on the other episode last week, I think, was, this idea that you'll be, like, more freelance working. You know, it'd be more like you're a trade specialist in different things, and then you get an app where, by your ability to do certain jobs, you get sent, like, requests for certain tasks or something like that. And you go and you do your job at these places, and then you get paid that day and you get judged that day, so to speak. Like, there's an analysis that happens. So the customer then puts in a certain review or whatever, and that's how you can then start gauging how you can get paid more money for different, like, that type of stuff is going to become more normalized because it's less stress on everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're controlling your own fate, basically. Now I know I can stick with one job and always work there, or I could just decide every day I want. Like, I'm skilled in X, Y, and Z, and if I want to learn something new, I think that's what they've been talking about. Like, for what if once every few years you're just allotted the freedom to go to school, to learn a new trade of some sort. You could take a year off, and they'll pay for your lodging or whatever you need to do, so you can go to school, learn this new thing, and then you can go back out in the field. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you can't do it all the time. Right. There's an open window or something that happens almost like open enrollment for health insurance or something like that. So you can apply, you go on, you can do that, and then you come back to the workforce and do that new job or whatever. Or you could choose different ways to work. I think that's gonna be more normal. Yeah. It needs to be.
Yeah, I think so. I don't have no deep take on it, but
no, I think
something needs to change.
Yeah. I think everybody having the right to get the freedom, create your own system. You know what I'm saying? Once you're able to, getting a hold of numbers and percentages and realizing your demographic, you're able to start analyzing these things. You can realize what you really need to be spending more time on then.
Yeah.
If this is already a natural spot that's working the best, let me go ahead and just go over here for a while. Like we were talking last night about, if all else fails, let's all put our minds together as a whole and decide this one thing is probably the best idea for right now. Let's all go ahead and put as much time and energy and money we can into this thing, and then the other things start to come afterwards. You know what I'm saying? And you could still do those other things. Like, for example, if you're the brand that you and Beezy was doing was the thing that seemed to have a better chance of becoming something we could really promote and push the best way, everybody put their time and energy into that for the next few months, and you could still do your thing if you're trying to do music or do whatever, but put a lot more time and energy to that. Indeed. And then see what happens. Give it some time. Give it 3-4 months. See what happens. If it works out, then just keep pushing it. But again, that's the group economics. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to put it all together. You know what I mean? You don't have to have everything, but you got 8-9 people or something. It's like, bro, there's money right here. Everybody got money in their pocket. Come on now, let's save this money for the next few months, and then let's do this thing, and then we can all do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but what was I saying?
That's real.
The Mike Tyson fight, that's coming up. That's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Tyson.
And there's some undercards. I don't even know. I seen the picture, but I don't know who any of them are.
Oh,
I have to look to see.
Yeah, but I check it. I don't even know who's getting it. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it. Shit, I'm not through with this. I think people get the hype, and then when the time comes, they be like, I guess, man, I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, shit, I want to see it. I'm excited.
I can wait a day.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, I could too. But like I said, I might have to do some internet diving. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some searching and see if I can find a link somewhere, find some way or something. Cause I mean, I don't know what the rules are. I'd have to look up the rules, man. Did you hear anything about anything?
I heard that it's like
Like what are they kind of saying is the
There's
basis?
2-minute rounds. It's not supposed to be any knockouts. I think it's between like 6 and 8 rounds. That's as far as
I'm trying to look it up right now. I was typing in Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones rules. It says no knockouts. What? That's what they're trying to say? No knockouts rule changes for frontline battle. This is from the 25th. What is today? 27th?
Yes.
Okay. The no knockout rule for Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones is just one of several alterations made to the rules for this duo's clash this weekend. As Mike Tyson and Roy Jones make their final preparations for their pay-per-view event this weekend, the rules for their fight are starting to be made clear. Okay. It's supposed to be an exhibition fight, of course. Let's see. What are the rules? California Athletic Commission has ruled that it's instead of a regular 12 rounds, it's only over just 8 rounds. To only be 2 minutes long. They reduced the time spent in the ring is partially due to both fighters refusing to use head guards. If either fighter suffers a cut, then the fight will be stopped and no knockouts are allowed. To further reduce the damage done to both men, fighters will be required to wear 12-ounce gloves to soften the blows exchanged.
Huh.
Yo, Mike gonna go in there crazy.
Yeah,
yo.
man.
I think he gonna start out hard. He's gonna be hungry. You know what I'm saying? And that it's gonna be reminiscent. I think it's gonna bring him back a lot of thoughts and a lot of energy from that time. Because he's in the best shape he's probably been in a long time.
Indeed, I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I just saw a picture of Mike eating the cake, cutting the ear off.
Yeah,
of
I
Roy
posted
Jones
that shit.
cake.
I was laughing. Yo. I was like, oh my god. Yo, he is hilarious. Yo.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard him say like he's not trying to go and knock them out or whatever.
Yeah, no, this is a different Mike Tyson for sure. You know what I'm saying? He's, obviously, I don't know if anybody else has or who has at all listened to some of his podcasts. You know what I mean? He's very much just, the weed smoker who just wants to chill and just talk shit about the old days. You know what I'm saying? And then say some crazy fact that you didn't know he would know or whatever, and then surprise you with some shit, make you laugh or whatever. Like he's just he looks like a dude that he's just trying to chill. He's just trying to have a good time. Yeah. But now that he's in shape and he's been doing again, the diet he's probably been on, it's probably been making him the hormones change. You get to be more like he talked about it when he was on Joe Rogan's podcast. If you could have seen that, you got to see some of those clips at some point. You got to watch some of that shit. Like you could just see it on his face. You could hear it in his voice where he was just talking to Rogan sometimes, and he was like, Joe Rogan kind of was like looking at us like, oh god, oh god, like, yo, you're amped up right now. Like you're ready to go. Like he was like, yeah, I don't know, it's just who I am. I don't understand, but I was like, yo, see. Tyson back in that world again. He back in that, and if he's back in that world that tomorrow night, if he's amped up, he's got anybody around him who's like, yeah, champ, yeah, like hyping him up.
Yeah, fuck him up.
He might go in there and by accident, a trigger, something just happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because them 12-ounce gloves they ain't gonna do shit.
Not too much
to save Roy Jones's face.
Nah,
he better put them dancing boots on.
Yeah,
I don't know if his legs work the same. I mean,
that's what I said most about.
Roy Jones,
what I said most about Tyson. Not most of, but what I saw was just like his leg movement, his ability to still see angles and to still be centered. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. You never see him swaying and almost looking like he's off balance. And even though he says his feet are destroyed, just because from back in the days, all the stuff he used to do, he'd run barefoot, do crazy stuff just while he was training, just because he, told he was Achilles and all these people. You know what I'm saying? So he believed these things and he was out here training hard, but he still looks like, they said there's different advancements they're able to do now. He's been, Tyson he's going to go in that ring, and I think he's going to, at one point, by accident, I really think it's not going to be he intentionally tries to go wild, but his body's just going to muscle memory or something's going to click in, and he's going to go, and it's going to be a mean left. Yeah. And it's going to be oop.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh shit. And I think he's going to even step back or he's going to want to try to hug Roy or some shit like that, but I don't know.
Help him up and shit.
Yeah. Because he's like, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. But,
damn, man.
I think, Tyson, man.
I mean, I don't know.
But Roy is no slouch, man.
Right.
I don't want to say this like he's.
Yeah.
I hate saying it like all this time talking about Tyson. It's just he's such an incredible person as a human. But like Roy Jones, I mean, I seen an interview with him too. So he's still in shape. You know what I'm saying? He's still Roy.
Man.
He's still got his body. He still knows what he's doing.
He's lost a lot of fights in this decade.
For real, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't seen anything. I know he went overseas, somebody said, and I think he fought a couple people and he didn't do too well.
He hasn't. Listen, in his later age, from what I've seen, I didn't. I wish he would have just.
But it's like that doesn't say much, honestly. I mean, it does, I guess, in some ways, but it doesn't say much. Not to say that Mike Tyson is not Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson hasn't been fighting at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Indeed.
There's little slight difference, obviously, from the training and then being in the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a slight fighter's difference that happens. But,
I just, oh, man. All right. Can I just give my opinion?
Go for it.
And this is just my opinion. That by no means is this.
Just an opinion. But none of this stuff that I say have I known for sure that I knew what we were saying.
Yeah, right.
I don't know these things for all the facts in the world.
But okay, so in that moment of me watching Roy Jones and his trials in the boxing, ring, I was worried about him. I was scared that he wasn't come back the same, because if you followed boxing and you watched Roy Jones' career, you saw the greatness and the climax in his career and then the ultimate downfall, by remaining in the career for so long, in that profession for so long.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm referring to. Not necessarily like him. He's not like garbage or trash. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disrespecting, but time is not on his side as far as being in the boxing profession, and it hasn't been in a long time. And
your body does show signs of wear and tear.
This, I feel like, come on, Roy, again? Like, why are you doing this? And I get it. It's an exhibition, and it's, the people are going to love it, but not, I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been you.
I mean, he openly talked about that some, too, like I said, in some of the interview that I watched with him and Joe Rogan, where he was talking about how, cutting weight a lot and jumping different, weight classes and stuff, that because he couldn't fight nobody. He was getting to a point where he was so good in certain weight classes at a lower class, there was nobody else to fight. So he started trying to go up, and then he would jump back down. And so that fluctuation thing he would be doing with his weight, and he would be the type that, he was just real dedicated. You know what I'm saying? He got really zoned in, so he would lose weight fast, what I'm saying? Like with a matter of days sometimes. He would just starve himself, or he would just go out and run and sweat himself to death, you know what I'm saying, until he lost the weight. Like, so, he fluctuated weight, you know what I'm saying? You still, like you said, every fight you're not, even if you're winning the fights, if the fights aren't over quick, you're still taking some blows, your body's still getting hit, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And Roy suffered a few knockouts. More than a few.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that does something to you every time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it compounds over time. You know what I'm saying? If you keep getting them done, keep getting those concussions and shit like that, eventually certain parts of your brain don't really start working the same ways anymore. You know what I'm saying? There's not much you can do because it's just, it got jostled around or whatever inside your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was my concern with this. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, the best for both of those great legends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And man.
I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. Overall, but it's definitely like, wow, man, this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fucking these two, like at their age, is Roy Jones like 50? Is he like the same age as Mike Tyson, or is he young? I don't even remember.
I believe Roy Jones is younger,
right?
But I think he's up there.
Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, I believe he's up there.
Let's see what his age is. I'm about to look it up.
Doing it at the same time.
Let's see what it says about Roy Jones. He is 51.
Okay.
Wow. 1969. January 16th, 1969. That's crazy. Cause I think so I think Mike Tyson's the same age, or he might be 1 year older. He might be 1 year older. I think he might be. Let's see. Mike Tyson 54.
Okay.
He's 3 years older than him. Wow. Okay. This is This could be a good thing though. They could. What do I really know? I'm not a fighter or anything, so they could go in there and both be gentlemanly, being scholarly, and go in there and just, jab it out a little bit and throw a couple body blows, and you know what I'm saying? And
bro, them shits is gonna hurt.
I know they're gonna hurt.
Them shits is gonna hurt.
But they in shape, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They in shape as long as they don't throw headshots. They don't throw heavy, strong ass haymakers to the head. They'll be all right, I think. I think they can both withstand some body shots, but I don't think the headshots is gonna be good for either one of them.
No.
Either one of them. To catch a hard headshot, it would be bad for both of them.
But in my opinion,
it'd be worse for Roy.
It'd be worse for Roy. Only because Mike Tyson is a pure heavyweight from day one. You know what I'm saying?
True indeed. Absolutely.
And like you said, Roy Jones in his career, throughout his career, he jumped up in weight classes. He started out, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a middleweight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I believe he was.
He started out at middleweight and ran through them boys. You know what I'm saying? Went up to light heavyweight eventually.
Or did he go to? Was it welterweight? Is that between?
Hold on. Maybe he started at welterweight and jumped. I believe he went up 3 and he landed at light heavyweight and ended his career light heavyweight.
Yeah, you know he tried heavyweight once, didn't he? Yeah. Or he did for a little while.
No, he never went up to no heavyweight.
Okay.
Because them dudes are too fucking big.
Yeah. Because all it takes, 15, 20 pounds difference is huge when you're in a fight.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing that's all it takes. 15, 20 pounds, you get into the ring with somebody and it's like a different person you're fighting.
No, light heavyweight I think was where it ended at. Like where he, decided, okay, these dudes, it's real in here. Because he ran into the Antonio Tarvers and the James Tonys of that era, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ran into those guys, you know what I'm saying? Back when boxing was the shit. Like,
yeah, man, it's different now, man. I haven't watched boxing in a while.
Because UFC.
I don't really keep up, and I never really kept up much, but it was easier to keep up back when there was more like top prime fighters. Like there was competition. There were people fighting for spots. There was 4 or 5 different people, and then 2 new ones that were coming. Like, and there is now. I'm just not tuned in. You know, I'm not saying like there isn't.
There's still fighters out there,
but I'm just not as tuned in as I once was.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's not as prominent now. Like,
UFC is definitely like taking the shine.
They're overshadowed, absolutely.
Yeah, because UFC is wild. I mean, these guys are in there. It's that guy that everybody like. Who was the other guy? Venom. What is his name? I can't remember his name, man.
It's hard for me to keep up with that shit. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but there's a guy that just one
it's super
round.
Dope, but I just can't keep up with it.
Yeah, I can't either, because there's so many different weight classes, and then there's so many different fighters. There's always, and then there's different versions. There's MMA, and then there's UFC, and then there's like some other AF whatever, and then there's this other like there's multiple different places that people are, and then a lot of them just get chances because UFC is like the biggest. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then you got these other spots there. It's like wrestling. Wrestling got their little sub genres, and then they got WWE. It's like that's where people want to go because that's the highest one. It's top one. But yeah, man. I don't know. We're gonna see what this fucking fight, man. We're gonna see what these guys, man. I don't know. Like you said, I don't want to count Roy out, man. I don't want to count him out. I can't count him out.
I hope they don't count him out.
I hope they don't count him out by accident. Mike Tyson coming down.
Finish off one of those fucking 4 or 5 punch combos.
Oh god, yeah. Because I'm just seeing it in my head, like Tyson coming at you. You might be able to parry 1, 2 of them, but if he catch you with just one of them, just one of them, it would be bad.
It's like, when the last time you've been hit?
Yeah. And with a pure, like you said, a pure heavyweight his power comes straight out of his hip. He's coming from down low. His power is coming from straight from his hip and his core. He's coming everything's coming at you.
Come on, man.
Like that's a hard
still
hit.
Iron Mike. You might be, a little old Iron, a little rusty.
Before
Iron,
he was even in shape,
Iron,
like there was videos of him, like when he would be doing the hot boxing and some fighter would come by just to chill, or whatever, and he would be showing them, and those videos would get on Instagram, and you'd see him just showing them like a combination of punches and like an angle change or something like that, and you'd be like, what the fuck, yo, this guy is 52 years old, 4 years old. This guy's like, he looks like if he hopped in the ring with somebody, he might be able to hold his own with even a young boy. Like he may not win the fight. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
if you get him past 3, you might get him on the cards.
Yeah, because he'll start getting winded.
Yeah.
I don't think he just based on his age. You know what I'm saying? I don't think his wind is maybe the same.
Oh yeah, more so now I think, because even in his younger days, he didn't really. His fights weren't long. Like when he beat you in 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he started to lose, it was because they learned that if I get him past round 3, he's going to start to, wear down. He can't breathe as much.
Yeah, because he throws hard punches.
Yeah. A lot of that power is coming out in the first, second round.
Yeah.
If it's the second round.
Right. Exactly. If there's a second round. Oh God.
So yeah, that's that.
Shit. Well, shit. What about music, man? The only thing we mentioned, I know you can go on your phone and maybe search some stuff, but the only thing I remember you directly saying was Jeezy. I know. The Recession 2. I gotta listen to some of that. I ain't gonna lie. I want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
tight. Because as the verses goes, you know what I'm saying, I think there was levels to that. You know what I'm saying? As far as like perspective wise, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm happy for it to have been what it was, you know what I'm saying, and how it turned out and what it represented. I enjoyed watching that, but musically, Jeezy's music was definitely way more, and that's the setting you want to hear it in too, in a club, you know what I'm saying? Like Jeezy got those records, you know what I'm saying? But Gucci did something that was a reminder of just what street culture is and how deep it is and how this is for better or for worse, this is a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And this is really the truth. I'm giving you raw game. I'm not telling you, I'm not false or nothing. This is all real stuff. And yeah, he came there and he said something that people may have disagreed with, but I feel like, again, there's levels to it, you know what I'm saying? That, again, some people, if you're not in it or if you don't understand the heart of what he's trying to represent, then it's hard to like really take in what he's saying. You're always going to hear it as like this, like he's just crazy or he's whatever. And it's like, I don't know, man. I think to see him handle himself the way he has been handling himself since all the stuff that he's been through, I'd say he's doing pretty fucking good.
Hell
you know what I'm saying? So,
it's like, yo, I'm speaking like not for him, but if I was him, I'm like, yo, I almost wasn't here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck all that other shit y'all talking about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is music.
Yeah.
This is just words over beats. You know what I'm saying? We having a good time. I'm having a good time. You see, I came with a $10,000 outfit on. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time. You think I'm trying to come and start trouble? No, I'm having a good time, man. But I'm also gonna say the things that come with this lifestyle. Like this is what it. You know what? All that stuff that happened to me, that was one of those things that was constant. That thing. But again, for better or for worse, it was part of what he was and what he was built in.
Yeah.
So, again, I can't fault somebody for coming out here still speaking that way and having a lot of those things as being driving forces for their life and how they get through things, like, because you don't know, like, he was in bad places, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people talk about those times in their lives, you know what I'm saying? I was in a dark place and there's nobody around, you know what I'm saying? I'm going through the worst times of my life, you know what I'm saying? And there's people who literally won't talk to me, and people who are just turning their back on me, and like, then I turned it around all on my own, and those same people now are acting like they love me all this time and they wanted to see me do well and they couldn't wait till I get better, but none of them was there to help.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything to make it better. They just was like, wait till he get it right, then I'm gonna come back around. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna let y'all know all the time. I'm never gonna let y'all forget. You know what I'm saying? About what happened and how I got here. Like, so, yeah. People who get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not a hater, and I love Jeezy. I always listen to Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a dog in the fight, as they say. I don't know their lives.
I don't know that Atlanta shit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the streets. Like, I don't do that.
I just like what I like.
Yeah. And
like
when I hear
too.
Jeezy makes incredible music.
He does.
Gucci makes incredible music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like what Killer Mike and all of them said. They make Atlanta wins.
Yeah.
The South wins.
Atlanta wins.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They represent something that, like, without them, a lot of music that exists now would not fucking exist.
Mm-hmm.
They represent a sound, a style, an aesthetic, a look, like, that's different. That, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else is doing it like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who have tried, and maybe there's people who are influenced by them, but they can never make no more Jeezys, and they can't make another Gucci. That's for sure.
That's a fact.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple things came out. I don't know what everybody's checking for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Meek Mill dropped a little 4-pack. I got through like 2 of them. I was just in the car riding. The Baby dropped My Brother's Keeper. It's like
that's a good segue. We could talk about that a little because we wanted to, and we didn't really tap into that about, I don't know what was the lyric, because you said it was some song, and I probably have heard it, but I don't remember what the lyric was exactly.
Right. On the Rockstar joint.
It's the Rockstar joint.
Yeah, the Rockstar, that big song.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Roddy Ricch. And I didn't know it was Roddy Ricch on that song. Somebody just put me onto that. Like, yeah, I guess I never looked at the credit, but I didn't know it was Roddy Ricch. But either way, there's a lyric at the end of the Baby's verse where he's like, he's talking about his encounter with the dude, and he killed somebody. He said, my daughter's a G. She saw me smoke a nigga or kill a nigga in front of her before the age of 2. You know what I'm saying? And then he went on to say, like, he suffers from PTSD, waking up in cold sweats, like he has the flu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that just, to me, it hit me different, only because, like, the type of beat and the chords and just the sound of this song is like an upbeat, like, poppy. Yeah,
we all know
song.
Sort of his style and the way he attacks songs, the way he raps. He's in. He tells you that. He says that a lot about his style. It's very, once the beat starts, I'm in it.
Yeah,
I'm going.
I'm just indifferent to it, but for the fact, like, I don't know if you're glorifying the fact that you had to kill somebody in front of your daughter, or are you just, is this just the artistic expression and you're just putting it out there? And that's what I'm gonna leave it at, the latter. Yeah. But I think, felt the way when I you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I think that was some of what he wanted to do. Have that jarring moment for somebody to be like, and kind of get that shock or whatever, but then have to analyze that for a second though. Like, nah, it just sounds like he just said his truth. Sounds like he just spoke directly to what he knows, and the way he worded it could be viewed in certain ways, but the truth is there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. I don't think he made something up to do it to gain anything from it. I think it became something he knew is gonna be something other people have seen and heard as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, other people have experienced what he experienced, because I think he's also just, it's artists who do that. It's not really a cry for help, but it's more like an admission to the fact that, I'm not always doing so well. You know what I'm saying? I'm working through it, and I'm willing to keep working at it, but I'm not always in the best of moods. I'm not always doing incredible, as some of you might believe I am. No, I be going through it. I have my own things I deal with as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's a hard thing, because PTSD, I mean, G Herbo has talked about it. A lot of artists have talked about it, and you can hear it in their lyrics by what they're saying and what they're talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
I mean, think about for the longest time when Uzi had a song where, I don't know if that was directly what he meant when he was talking about that, but the song, remember, the hook was "All my friends are dead." Yeah. And kids was running around saying that, and like, it's just
my kids in particular.
Just the lyrics themselves show you, like, yo, there's a feeling, and this sort of emo rap, as they're calling it, has been on the rise, so to speak. You know what I mean? There's a lot of younger artists now that's their sort of lane. They get emotional. They talk about feeling down and feeling unwanted and feeling neglected and feeling all these things and feeling like whatever. Talk about their relationships more often, and like, so in some ways I think there's good, because it's like there's at least an openness. There's more of an ability to be vulnerable and say things in an honest way, but it also just makes me realize, like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Why are people so sad? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Like,
do you need
know what
some
I mean?
help?
Yeah, like, what's going on? and what some of it's being said directly. Other times you can't really tell if they're talking about what, you know what I'm saying? Or is it just a song that you just made? Like, it's weird. You know what I mean? It's hard to decipher things sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just the idea of PTSD in hip hop in general, it's not abnormal, obviously, because the music comes from impoverished neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
People who come from these neighborhoods that this is what they saw. What are they supposed to talk about?
Yeah.
Supposed to talk about something else, like, you know what I mean? It's real. You know what I'm saying? And then even the artists who maybe aren't out there directly talking about that sort of lifestyle, they have family members, you know what I'm saying, and whatever that are involved in that. So they're involved in it in some way too, and they have to still deal with a lot of the hardships that come with that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what the music is gonna have. You know what I mean? I just think that, like you said, we need to start like hearing that and then wanting to know, like, okay, so what can I do to figure out more about that, to learn about that. So if I can be of assistance in any way, I actually know what this is. You know what I mean? Because people don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't really know what PTSD is. And I think, again, like we were saying, you were watching, you know, a Dead Prez, and, you know, trying to make that tie into people to understand, like, it's just the same thing. It's the same thing as being over there in the war and some other place, or being in a war in general, and having bullets flying, whatever. It's the same thing as being in a certain neighborhood and having that being going on where you live at, gunshots all the time, and knowing friends of yours who got killed and stuff. That's the same. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You're experiencing the same feelings, the same ideas. That your mind is going through the same things. Like, so, yeah, it needs to be broken down and understood. Like, yeah, that's what people are experiencing. You know what I'm saying? They're experiencing fear because of having to experience these things. They've seen things, you know, like death and whatnot. So that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? It's not normal to feel that way and to be scared like that. Like, no. So.
Yeah, and then you got the police who don't aren't equipped to deal with that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? They're just going with force.
Yeah, exactly. They don't live within the community. They don't add any value besides just being there when it's time to do some harm. Yeah, that's it.
I think that's what the video represents. You know what I'm saying? Because it came out during the time where we were protesting and things like that. The baby's video. I've seen it maybe a couple times. Yeah, he's like on the ground and shit, getting arrested and.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. He's a good artist. Yeah, not to take anything away from it. It's just that line struck me as odd to say on that type of beat. Like, I would have put that on like one of the more introspective beats on a B-side where I'm just giving you my shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it wouldn't have been on no poppy shit. Like, I don't know.
Right. But I think, like I said, in some ways that may have been his intention. Yeah. Was knowing that this beat sounds this way, and to say this. Yeah. It's gonna pop even more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that
What's
message.
What's that called? Is that a juxtaposition?
Yeah. Wanting that to be that way because you knew that there would be a juxtaposition that would make that stand out even more, which then would create a conversation. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. He didn't think that way, but even if not, like that's what I feel like it did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is that it's a lyric that is. And I think that that's important that we maintain that, because I think I heard recently somebody talking about, you know, obviously we know, you know, that Eminem and the way he spoke and the raps he said, especially early on, was something only a white person can get away with. Talking about raping your mom and all this crazy stuff, like we know that. So, but the idea of the shock value is something that still needs to be allowed, you know, because that's a big part of freedom of speech, and that's the ability to say something that, even though it's graphic, if there's reality in it and it's truthful and there's something in there, that everybody, you should be able to say it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not purposely trying to step on somebody's toes and say something that's, you know, trying to, you know, insinuate I'm actually going to follow through with something that I'm saying, like some kind of violent act or something like that. If you're alluding to the idea of violence, I think you should do that. You're allowed to, but you can't just be on the record and say I'm about to go and do or whatever. Like,
at this time, meet me at this place. We're gonna go and kill this person.
Whatever, that type of stuff. Yeah, no.
On this day.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. For the freedom of a record, you should be able to allude to and talk about violent things if you feel like that's what you want to express. Like, especially because we're all trying to tell people how they should be able to view the world and think of things. Because I know that for a fact, I have seen a lot of crazy, gruesome, dirty, messed up movies and things of that nature that I don't plan on ever acting on any of those things for any reason.
Right.
It's just a piece of quote unquote entertainment. It's just I think as an adult you should be able to have the ability to. We know how to separate reality and the fake. You know what I'm saying? Watching movies and even movies that are based on reality. I still understand that it's just a movie.
Yeah.
And it's also that's just the real world. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm never going to be anything what the movies do. It may give me a certain feeling or whatever, but I'm not, you know. Yeah, we should be allowed to
that's where
watch.
It stops.
Yeah, I like scary movies and stuff, but I'm not gonna do any of those things.
Right.
It's just, but yeah, there's a little bit of a fear of that. I think when shock value is starting to be like, oh, you can't say that, or that's wrong to say that way. I mean, I don't know. I think we're getting, you know, more aware again of just differences in ourselves as humans and the different ways that we all come into form, but. Again, we got to have that freedom to be able to speak, you know what I'm saying, and talk about things, you know what I mean? Like,
I think that's where his career started to go towards more, well, before he kind of like took his hiatus, you know what I'm saying? It was towards that freedom of speech. I remember at least that White America song on, what is that? The third joint.
Is the Eminem Show?
Eminem Show. Yeah, that one. That's when he was fighting that fight. You know what I mean? Like, I can say what the fuck I want. Like, I didn't you know what I mean? You guys can't demonize me for saying shit that y'all say to your kids anyway. You know what I'm saying?
And that you created. You know what I'm saying? I live in the society that you created. Yeah. And absolutely. I am a part of the reason why. So what I'm saying is just like, you helped make me this way. Like, I'm not blaming and saying that I don't own accountability for who I am, but I'm saying, think about how I grew up and the things that I saw and what was around me, and know that because of the way that this stuff is formed, that's how you get me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I became who I am. Like, and that's, it's like, so how you mad at me? Because the world is that way, and I talk about it. You know, I talk about the politicians and their stuff that they do, and, you know, touching on little boys and all the stuff.
I'm an M fan, yo. I've been an M fan, and I remain an M fan. Even though some of the music may not be the best, he's still dope to me. Yo.
Yeah, absolutely. No, there's no denying that to me. Genius. And I mean, to all the greats, they're all greats, no matter what to me. I don't think I can separate the two at this point in my life. I'm old enough to know, like, I can look at a person and say that I don't maybe like them. Yeah. Or even as they get older, I don't maybe like all their music. But that doesn't take away from who they are. It doesn't make them any less. It doesn't make them still not one of the greats. It doesn't make them like drop down and be like some lesser, like, and again, even if I had that, what the fuck does it mean to them? Yeah. It means absolutely nothing. They don't give a fuck. Word. So that's why, I mean, it's like that's what people are doing to themselves sometimes, I think. You're like judging somebody and being like, oh, well, they're not so hot no more. And it's like, no. Who the fuck are you? Yeah. And why do you think they even would give a fuck that you think that? Yeah. Like, to have that energy about any artist or any other person who creates anyway, or who has now not been creating for a while, or they're not so hot no more, they're not popping no more. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Like, it's like because now so-and-so's not on the screen anymore or not being talked about. If I saw him out in the streets, I wouldn't still want to be like, oh shit, that's so-and-so. Yo, I want to go say what's up to him. Like, why? Because he's not whoever now, he's not Drake or he's not whoever, like, so what? He's still, you know what I'm saying? Name a rapper, name anybody who
still did that.
Yeah. And even artists that I'm maybe not a huge fan of now, or not like my top picks of the best rappers or whatever, but like knowing that even growing up, the rappers I would listen to, like hearing fucking, I don't know, just any of the fucking the weird rap from like back in the day, the more fun rap, like, you know.
I wish I was a little bit taller. Yeah, I wish I was
or even all the way to look, this could be crazy for somebody to hear this. Even a Soulja Boy or a Bass God or whoever, to me, I look at, it's like, why would I not be excited to see somebody who took something that they believed in and then made it reality? Yeah. Like, I'm more impressed by that. I don't even have to be a fan of everything you've done. I probably would talk to you and you'd be like, oh, where you fuck with me? I'd be like, yo, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know much of your shit, but I just fuck with you. I think it's tight that you were able to do this and make that happen. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, that's what I'm a fan of. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe I haven't listened to all your music, but I think that's tight what you do. Like, it's like, you don't lose anything by not being a fan of somebody, but still when you're seeing them being like, yo, what's up, man? Your shit is tight. Like what you do
respect,
is dope. Like,
you know?
yeah, like that's how I feel. Like I'm not willing to go too full fledged into like somebody not being dope anymore. It just depends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the conversation, I guess. But as a whole, like I feel like everybody who's creating something, it's like, yo, shouts out to you. Yo,
yeah, word up. Shouts
or
out.
even if you're not doing it right now and you stop for a while or whatever's going on in your life, like that doesn't take away from something. You could create one thing and it could be like that's what Jay Electronica represented for a long time. He put out these records that were just like floating around and they would just they were just so incredible that everybody kept asking. He didn't do anything until just now, and now the album he put out, I don't care what nobody says. Yeah, Jay's all over it, but the album's incredible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The album is incredible.
Yeah.
And then even he just put out the other version of it basically, which was supposed to be like another album he had was the Patents of Nobility. He just dropped that shit for free it was on Tidal. I don't know if it's still there, but then it was on YouTube. I found a link for it. You know what I'm saying? And there was some other joints on there that weren't on the joint with him and Jay that were crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. People create in different ways, man, and I hate that we're all still I think in some ways a little too strong on the idea of a certain genre or like what music's supposed to look like or sound like or how it's supposed to be. And it's like, yo, people are creating, you know, and a lot of times that stuff doesn't come into mind, you know what I'm saying? Because especially now with the way music is being consumed, people are hearing a lot of different music. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of more access to a lot of different music and they can choose from so many different things. And people's musical palette is different now, you know what I'm saying? Where when we were younger, you know what I'm saying, you were still being fed a lot of the music that you heard, you know what I'm saying? It was given to you by somebody or you heard it from somebody else. Now you have access on your phone or whatever to just look it up your own. Anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to because somebody told you about it or whatever. You could just be deciding to listen to this and then a suggestion on YouTube comes up and you listen to that and you find another artist and you listen to that and you make your own decision now, you know? And so people are listening to so many different sounds. Like that's how you can get the Juice Worlds, you know what I'm saying? And RIP to him and to, you know, even the XXX Tentacion's and, you know, these guys, they were doing different things, you know what I'm saying? And though I didn't really understand it, you know what I'm saying? And I never really was like into it, so to speak. I wasn't like searching for it. When I would hear stuff and when people would show me stuff, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd be like, I could see why people would fuck with this. And especially why young people fuck with this. Because the energy, I feel it. I know what it is. I know what it was like to be younger and be amped up by something that especially somebody's your age and they're talking about things that you know too and that you do too. I get it. I know what it, you know what I'm saying? We all had our own times with that where there was somebody who we felt like was our age and that represented something we thought of too. And you would be like crazy about him because you'd be like, yo, what the fuck? He gets it. Like he's talking about what I know and like what I do. So that's what these kids were doing, you know what I'm saying? And they're seeing it too. You know what I'm saying? They see, you know what I mean? The music is just music. You get in, you create, you know what I mean? And stop trying to blur the line, so to speak. Just whatever you feel like works, try that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because music is changing, and it's changing for the better, I think. We all have our own opinions. I could say, could you imagine, I like this music that's coming out now more than I do the stuff that was coming out like when Dim Franchise Boys and that whole Snap Wave was. If I had to compare the two, I'd say I like this more than that, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that we've seen changes, and we've seen, you know, again, like we talked about Lil Baby and like seeing him grow and see the artist he's turning into and seeing what he's doing. Like, these guys are changing. We don't know what they're gonna become. They're doing it, we don't know what they're gonna become, and they're really becoming a lot better rappers too. Like you hear their lyrics and you're like, oh, he's trying to like put a little bit more thought into those lines now. Like it's not just so free and just saying the shit that's cool and whatever he rhymes with that. Like no, he's actually thinking about something right now. Like
these are bars.
Yeah, these are some bars.
These are bars.
Some bars here. So yeah, man, it's dope, man. I fuck with, you know, where music is at and what some of these artists are doing now, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think that's about it, man. I don't got much else to say, man. And
hey,
if you want to drop anything or say anything, man, let me know.
I remember we had a conversation probably about a week or so ago, and it was funny because Drum. You know what I'm saying? We had brought up Drum.
Okay.
We were talking about Drum and mentioned
Oh, right. Now he changed his name to like Shelly and then he's like been getting in shape.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we talked about. Well, that's his real name, Shelly, I think.
Okay.
And but yeah,
well, I just saw him on a I only wanted to say because I just saw it. He got a commercial out now. He's featured in a commercial with LeBron and some Nike shit. You know what I'm saying? That's tight. So I was like, okay,
that's tight.
Man. Yeah, hell yeah. Tight. Represent. You know
that's
what I'm
tight,
saying?
Man. Yeah, so, man. What you said, man. The energy's here, man. There's people doing a lot, man. It's bubbling in different places. You don't see it unless you're there. You know what I'm saying? And unless you know the people and you know who's doing it. And I'm privy to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I just, like I said, and like we've been saying, I really want to have way more established for my own sanity, for my own way of looking at it, the way I want it to be, in a selfish way. And I'm fine with it being that way. To be selfish, and so I want things to be in a certain way before I feel like I'm out and about trying to do something, in the business world with other people. I want to have, again, this stuff more business oriented and established, because then I feel more comfortable to be like, you know what, let me go out here, tap in with so and so, tap in with this one, because I'm coming representing my business and my brand and what I'm doing and what I'm, so I think that there's just a sense of like you feel like the leverage, you know what I'm saying, and understanding, like you said, you don't want to just be coming like, I do this thing and and it's like, people may be starting to feel like they can take advantage of you, whether or not that's really what always happens. It's for my own selfish needs, like I said. I think, you know what I'm saying, I need to have certain things in order, the same way I know that there's things that you and BZ were talking about, what you guys want to do, and you want to have those things in order before you're just like, let's go full throttle and push it, because we want to respect what this is, and I want to be respected from people to let them, so they can't ever try to pull no game on me or whatever. Like, no, I already got this. This is a business, bro. You paying this, and like setting your mark and letting people know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man, that is dope though, to see Drum, and to see see these guys and see what's going on, and the energy around here. Like we were saying last episode, seeing airwave music, and it's dope, man. I fuck with all this stuff, man. And like I said, I'm always tuned in some way most of the time, but again, I'm so locked in with what I'm trying to do most of the time. My mind is so focused on things and those around me and those who are doing things too. And I want to be there for those people and talk to them more often and do things. I want to keep that energy going. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to, be too, cause no offense to nobody, but everybody doing their thing too. You're not gonna have much time to be doing my shit for me too, or being with me and what I'm doing. And I don't want to be trying to spend too much time with you and taking away from my shit. So, it's out of respect and love for everybody. Like, just keep pushing, keep grinding, because we're making everybody look good by everybody continuing to just represent properly and keep pushing yourself to do better with whatever you do. It reflects well on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
That good energy is good for everybody. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, I think we're cultivating enough on our own, and we'll one day be in Nike commercials and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Or have our own commercials for our own brands. You know what I mean? That type of deal. With me. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But with that, this has been episode 313. Moving right along, man. So y'all know what it is, of course. Subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can find us on the gram, all that good stuff, and holla at us, man. Let us know what's going on with y'all, man. As per usual, we say this, I don't be hearing from y'all be real quiet and stuff. But appreciate y'all time either way, man. You know what it is. It's the Werds Illah Podcast. Yeah.